Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual warfare. You have the presentation down below. Now, guys, I did make another video which I have tried for a few days to upload, but it seems impossible. So literally I just decided to give up uploading that one for now, make a short one. That one was referring to portals. I was giving precious information about type of portals that can be opened at you and how you deal with them, and about animal incarnation of spiritual beings, and I was giving examples from my own life. So I will try again to upload it, but somehow it's just not working. So I figured I'll make a short one, I'll upload this one, and I will try again. I wanted to cut it in two, so I will upload two parts, but just somehow I didn't know how to do it. So if you have suggestions, let me know. Anyhow, this is a shorter video which I'm making in order to move along and start uploading again. And I figured I will talk about a topic which is very much challenged and very much a topic of controversy, namely the forgiveness. Many people, and personally I believe, and I have been guided, divinely guided, that the emphasis placed on receiving forgiveness and giving forgiveness without any discrimination, without any critical thinking of the situation, without any meritocracy, so giving undeserved forgiveness, it is literally the way how you get trapped by darkness, because literally what you allow will continue. So talking about what forgiveness means, I think it's important. First of all, for me, I don't give forgiveness to anyone. I also personally don't believe so much in forgiveness, because it's a very much nuanced situation. You can say you give forgiveness to somebody on mental, rational part, but if emotionally and energetically you don't match that, if emotionally you still hold resentment in your heart, or you're still looking at that individual as an potential enemy, you're empowering darkness over that individual, and that is not forgiveness. If it's not wholeheartedly, it's impossible to do anything wholeheartedly as long as you are wounded and you have darkness attachments on you. So this is very important to understand, that it's easy to say you give forgiveness, but you will not know yourself if you gave forgiveness or not, unless you have a very strong control on your energy and very clear distinction what type of darkness is in your energy field. Okay, so it's easy to say, but if you don't match it, then it's worthless. First of all. Second of all, the darkness which has been involved in creating that injustice to you will take that as a permission to continue, to to hold a grip on you, to attack you, to siphon your energy, to feed on you, and to recreate that in your life. Patterns are created because you didn't solve that situation, you didn't make justice. Justice is not just a word, it's not revenge, first of all. It's a balancing of energy. You did something wrong, then you need to balance it back. That means I'm not giving you undeserved forgiveness, but I don't hold grudges over you. But I'm not allowing you to create that into a pattern in my life. So for this reason, it exists the redemption. The redemption is to do right by the person that you have wronged. And that is not a punishment. And this is very important, because both are misunderstood. The undeserved forgiveness and the redemption. People think that if you do redemption, oh my God, you're guilty. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you didn't do it on purpose. Maybe somebody manipulated you energetically. And you didn't have a strong control on your energy to understand that you're being manipulated. The point is, the redemption is nothing to be ashamed of. The redemption, it's important wisdom to balance energy, to do right by the person that you have wronged, because otherwise karma comes. Karma comes very slow. That means until karma hits and finishes the issue, both of you, the victim and the persecutor, are being haunted by that darkness. So doing bondage breaking and redemption, it's important for both sides, but doing it honestly, like mature people, understanding that, okay, something wrong was done, something unjust was done, we need to fix it, because otherwise we both have to lose. Why? Because if you have done something wrong to me, I'm not giving you forgiveness, I claim punishment on you. That doesn't mean the darkness goes away completely. That means that I am protected against that darkness. It doesn't mean it doesn't bother me. It's still gonna haunt me, it's still gonna bother me. Even if I'm protected. Being protected doesn't mean it doesn't touch you. It just means that you get to see it and you get to reject it. But it still drains your energy because you're fighting. And it's exhausting to keep fighting the same shit. Okay? So it's not... this has to be understood properly, because people don't really have a very mature... Okay, now the battery is low. People don't have a mature approach to this, and they figure redemption means to be ashamed, that you have to be finger pointed, no, redemption means to balance energy. You have done something wrong for some reason, maybe something inherited from your lineage, maybe it's a generational curse, maybe it's a situation in which both of you have been manipulated. Nobody knows. Or you will know when you break that bondage. But the point is for the benefit of both of you to break that bondage and to do the redemption the right way, in such a way so that darkness will go away. This is very important to understand. Both issues, the redemption and the undeserved forgiveness. To me personally, I will say this: only God can give forgiveness. Because only God knows the truth about somebody. You do not know when somebody was trapped into darkness creation by other individuals, or manipulated and used, and why? Because you're not God. So even if I fight against you because you harmed me, it doesn't mean I hold a personal feeling on you, or a grudge on you, or I hate you or something. No, I fight because I want to stay in light. And of course, I will not give you undeserved forgiveness because I want that shit to go away. And I want the situation to be solved. And I want to move on into creation, yeah? So this is very important to understand. Again, to me, forgiveness only God can give. And even so, even when, because there's another part to this story about forgiveness. Like you see many people, and particularly the church, keep preaching this idea that you have to, God will forgive you. And if you ask forgiveness to God, what does it mean, forgiveness from God? You ask God to forgive you for something. What does that mean to you? God will forgive you, but then the karma still comes. It doesn't mean if God forgives you for something that you are free of any consequences of your action. God understands exactly why you did that. He understands either that you need to grow up, either that you need more knowledge on how to deal with darkness, or that you need more healing in order to control your energy better so you can push out the darkness. God knows exactly the situation. He's going to give you forgiveness. So what? The karma still comes because you still put out the dark energy by doing injustice to someone. God cannot exempt you from that. That's an astral rule. Karma still comes. And even if God forgives you, if you don't push that darkness away, if you don't do redemption, and if you don't control yourself and get the knowledge you need, you will still be trapped in 3D. You will die because of the darkness. And you will reincarnate here in 3D. God cannot change that. God will take your soul, but your spirit will be trapped in 3D. So what exactly does forgiveness mean to you when you ask God to forgive you? Do you think God will erase everything? No, God will understand what you did. I never heard God talking to me about sin. God never used that word to me. God will say they made a mistake. God will say that's misjudgment of the situation, that's a misunderstanding, that's immature behavior. God will always say this is a young spirit, he needs to grow up and learn and mature and have discriminatory, being capable of distinguishing between good and right, between consequences of that action and so on, to basically just mature, grow up. God will understand exactly the nuance of your situation and he will give you the forgiveness. But what does that mean exactly? It doesn't mean that everything goes away. God will be willing to work with you to solve that situation. You still need to do the redemption, because otherwise the darkness doesn't go away. This is an astral rule. So I know this is a huge controversy, and this was one of the topics which I brought into discussion when I started writing about spirituality, and everybody was using that against me because everybody kept saying, you know, love and light, forgive everyone. And I kept saying, no, that's a trap. For undeserved forgiveness, it's a trap. And for me, the best way to deal with a situation is to always ask God to make justice between you and the other individual, because you never know. You will learn in your spiritual fighting and healing that maybe the worst enemy you have, the person that is hunting you and torturing you, might be somebody from your own lineage who is being used and manipulated against you. And it might be a situation which both of you inherited from the lineage. None of you created, but you were sent here on assignment to solve it. And instead of learning all of this, a lot of bondages have been created on both of you, so you would have no clue. So you will embrace the fake embodiment, so you can fight each other. And this is done on purpose by individuals who stand to gain from that. Because if the two of you come together and solve the situation, which you have been assigned to do when you reincarnated, then they lose. They pay the karma. But this is why you were sent here. You were sent here to solve that situation. So these topics of forgiveness and undeserved forgiveness on one side, and redemption on the other side, and judgment and punishment and redemption, these notions, I think, need to be understood better in order to have a proper understanding of why you are here. You are not here to sit and relax and just make good relations to everyone. I used to have this debate with colleagues of mine in office, when I was in office, and there were papers which were coming from different departments, and they were poorly done with mistakes, and I was sending them back to be redone. And I had many colleagues who didn't, and they said, I don't want to have a bad relation with the person who wrote this paper. If I send it back, they will be upset with me. And I kept saying, but this is not your job description, to have good relation with your colleague. Your job description is to make sure that every paper that you sign, you accept, is properly made. And if it's not properly made, you didn't do your job. You shouldn't be seeking to have good relation based on covering up mistakes or even fraud from others, or injustice done, because there are also papers coming in proposing bad and unjust measures against some individuals, and they were doing nothing. They were saying nothing, although they knew that was a personal vendetta. And they said, why you close your eyes and you hide this? Why you cover up for them? Because this is not just, this is not normal. And they would always say, we don't want a bad relation with the one who wrote it. And it's the same thing with the redemption and undeserved forgiveness in spirituality, you know. And I never accepted their argument. And I said, I don't care I want to have good relations as well. But I'm not going to compromise my professional ethic for this. Because this is not why I'm paid. I'm not paid here in order to have good relations with this and this and this person and then make myself accomplice to the injustice they do because I cover up for them or I pretend I don't see it. This is not a good paper. This is not a good proposal. This is not, I'm not accepting it. I'm sending it back. No matter how much you curse me, no matter how much you hate me, I know that this is the right thing to do. And I know you're not just, and I know there's a God who sees me and he knows that I am right in what I'm doing. I used to have these arguments for like 27 years, as long as I was in that office. I kept having these arguments with many colleagues. And I could see indeed the advantage, the personal advantage they gained, that they were proposed for promotion much earlier than me, and many of them undeservingly. But many of the individuals whom I reject, whose papers I rejected, or having personal vendettas with me. But I was like, okay, I will accept this, although it's more injustice to me, but I will accept this because I know I did the right thing, because I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is the same thing now in spirituality. I know I'm not supposed to give you undeserved forgiveness, even if you're relative with me, even if you're part of family, even if you're part of lineage, even if it doesn't matter, even if I like you, it just doesn't matter. You did something wrong. I'm not giving you undeserved forgiveness. You must make that right. You must do redemption. And you must do redemption the right way. Because many people say, okay, I'm sorry, but they're not sorry. They're just sorry they were caught. Okay, and they just afraid of karma being delivered to them, and that also keeps darkness coming. It's undeserved forgiveness because they're not sorry. Okay, and they're not changing that. So because of this, the darkness, it's stuck, and then it still feeds on both of you. Okay, so this is really, really important that you grow up enough to understand the depth of these principles, because they are the foundation of astral rules of how darkness works. It doesn't matter to me how pitiful you look when you go through bad stuff, if this is karma which you deserve, because you have done wrong things which are haunting a lot of innocent people, as opposed to you who are guilty. Now, of course, you can philosophize about this, and maybe nobody is guilty of anything because at some point in their existence, they inherited something or somebody did something to them. Well, this is why you claim justice, judgment, and punishment, because God knows exactly who's guilty, how much, and to what extent they have been given the opportunities and the tools to make that right, and they refused to. Just because they wanted to steal from you, just from me, just because they wanted to take my place instead of working for creating their own place, and so on. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna stop now to make sure that this video is short enough to upload fast, or at least faster than the other one, which is taking forever. It's like the 5th day in which I'm trying to upload it and I cannot. So I'm just gonna stop this one now. These again are the initial ideas and principles with which I started my prophetic writing, and there were a lot of slander on my name, saying that I just promote vengeful relations. No, I'm not. I'm just explaining the divine guidance I received and which I'm following, and who doesn't resonate with that, they can go the way they want, but I have the responsibility to share the information I'm getting, because God has shown to me that this has been one of the main tricks they use in order to trap people. The undeserved forgiveness given, and even if you claim justice, judgment, and punishment, I tell you from experience, you still have to work a lot on yourself in order to be able to uphold that, because many times the darkness used to you, sent to you, it's infusing and making implants of specific energy of forgiveness, or feeling sorry for this one, or feeling sorry for that one, or so on. It's a whole lot of process to deal with this, and people need to get it right, because God showed me this has been one of the main issues which has been manipulated in order to trap people and to prevent them from to stand in their power. Okay, I'm gonna stop it now. I hope I was clear enough. I know this is a topic which I needed to clarify. I did clarify it before, but I was shown that I should talk about it again. Okay, so hopefully this one gets to upload fast and I get to talk to you soon.